Well, Karina, welcome.
Thanks.
Q&A. This is our second Q&A together.
Yeah.
It was extremely beneficial. I feel like there are a lot of questions out there
Yes.
that people ask. So Karina and I went through the questions that were most commonly asked in the comments, on Instagram, on the socials, and then, of course, the full-length episodes on YouTube as well. And we also have to get you back for round two to tell your full story. Guys, comment in the below if you want to hear Karina's full story again.
Yeah.
Let us know.
It's been a while.
It was a year and like 2 months ago. So it was a little over a year ago.
Yeah.
When your episode came out.
2 years is coming up.
So we're going to have to run it back.
Yeah.
All right. Let's jump right into it. Okay. So we'll just go back and forth, answer them back and forth, or whether it pertains to either you or I. How do you know if you're an addict or alcoholic or just someone who drinks, uses too much? So basically, whether you're a normie who just likes to drink a lot or someone who is an alcoholic or an addict.
Yeah.
You want to take this one?
Sure. So I thought I was a normie for a little while because I feel like with alcohol, you can think that for a long time. I think the first red flags for me were not being able to be around people and be sober. That was when I started getting into kind of bad waters, when I would have to drink before seeing friends, would have to drink before functions. Drinking alone, probably not the best thing. I think when you're always finding an excuse in the beginning to do it, that was what got me where I was. It was like, okay, tonight there's a dinner I have to go to. My favorite show is on TV tonight. Let me drink wine. And then it's like, before I know it, I'd end the week and be like, oh, I drank every day this week. And then I would try to take time off. Couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Couldn't do it. And that was before I was like an around the clock drinker. But I think if you're drinking or doing drugs to function through like normal everyday things, that is probably a sign that you have a problem. And obviously if you start and you can't stop, because not everyone drinks every day, but if you can't control yourself, it's not a good sign.
I think the drinking alone was a huge indicator for me.
Me too.
When it was no longer to drink at a social function.
Yeah.
Drink because there is something going on that are going to heighten my nerves. So I need to regulate a little bit.
Yeah.
Then it was, I want to just drink. Well, oxys were my thing. I want to use Oxycontin at home.
Yeah.
I don't even want to associate with anyone. And then it turned into, okay, I kind of know I have an issue with this.
Yeah.
Because the week would go by and I'd be like, holy shit, I used every day this week. And then it was the excuses. It was, well, if I just make an extra $100,000 a year, it'll solve all my problems and I won't need drugs anymore.
Yeah.
I won't be an addict anymore.
Yeah.
If I get the hot girl. If I get the car, if I get the job, if I get this.
Then I'll slow down.
And then I'll stop and I'll slow down.
Yeah.
And I mean, I wasn't getting all of those things, but like, you know, things were happening in my life because I was still semi-functioning.
Yeah.
And I wasn't stopping.
Yeah, me too at one point.
And then it got to a point where I started just taking zero accountability. And you don't have to drink and drug also every day to be an alcoholic or an addict.
Yeah. If you think that you have a problem, you have a problem. Like, I used to look up on my phone when I was like 19 years old. Like, is it normal that I drink this much? How much do alcoholics drink? Like, is it normal at this age that I drink every night? Like, if you're looking stuff up like that and you are questioning yourself, normal people don't want that. And also, like, leaving the party and continuing the party at home. Like, drinking the way you want to drink when you're not around people. Because I would try to drink the way that I thought was normal to people, like in front of people at a party. But what I really wanted was to, like, go home and then keep drinking till I, like, passed out
Mm-hmm.
with, like, no judgment.
Exactly. No one
Yeah.
around. No, because
Yeah.
if there were people, it got to a point where it was fun, it was social. I
Yeah.
needed it to conversate in social settings, but then it got to a point where I don't want anything disrupting my
Yeah.
drunk or high,
Mhm.
i.e., people around
Yes.
that are going to divert my plans, divert
Yeah.
my, because I needed to feel that, I needed to hit that
Mhm.
perfect margin of up, which I always overshot.
Yep.
But I didn't want that getting up.
100%.
Okay. Can you be an alcoholic or an addict if you don't drink or use drugs every day? I can start this one.
Yeah.
The answer to that is you can be an alcoholic or an addict if you're not using every single day. So, an addict or an alcoholic, the definition of that is not daily use, waking up in the morning, reaching for a drink,
Yeah.
going out at night, drinking all the time, around the
Mhm.
clock. It comes down to your relationship with drugs and or alcohol.
Yeah.
If you pick one up and you can't stop, you probably have a problem.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say you're an alcoholic or an addict because no one can diagnose that other than yourself
Yeah.
for yourself. But if your relationship is a bad one, if you are drinking and you are turning into someone else,
Mhm.
you probably have a problem with alcohol.
Sometimes those people are it's the hardest to get sober.
Mhm.
Binge drinkers, people that have an excuse of, but I don't drink every day. I know so many people like that, that just because they don't drink every day, they convince themselves that they don't have a problem
Mhm.
because they don't hit that point of like the gift of desperation because they continue doing regular things with their lives. They can take a week break or a couple days off to justify what they're doing. And it's just as bad sometimes. If, worse when it comes to getting sober.
Mhm. So we get clean, we get sober.
Mhm.
And for me, I was like, all right, well, I'm taking drugs and alcohol out of my life.
Mhm.
I was stripped naked. Like I was stripped of all that was
Yeah.
drugs and alcohol were my solution. That was my tool to deal with the chaos that was going on inside
Yeah.
my head and all the voices and whatnot.
Yeah.
Once you're stripped of that, you really have no other defense mechanisms.
Mm-mm.
Chasing a plan of recovery, chasing recovery, sobriety, building a sober group, sober community, you start to build tools.
Yeah.
Now we get clean and sober and it's life on life's terms. Shit happens.
Mhm.
Breakups, deaths, loss of job. You recently just went through something. You lost your grandmother and you're very close to your
Yeah.
grandmother. And I am so sorry for your loss. What are, I know you're still on the mend, but
Yeah.
you've been doing well
Mhm.
and you've been progressively getting better
Yeah.
dealing with that. What did you do to get through that? One thing I've learned in my own recovery is that you can't do this alone, and you don't have to. I know that firsthand. I went through inpatient treatment at Karen treatment centers, and it changed the course of my life. That's why I am proud to announce that I've partnered with Karen. For nearly 70 years, they've helped people and families not just break free from addiction, but actually heal and transform their lives. They're in network with all major insurance providers, and same-day admission is available. So if you or someone you love is struggling, don't wait. Call Karen at 855-352-0103. That's 855-352-0103. Help starts with taking that first step.
Ooh. I mean, it was for sure the most real thing I ever went through sober. And it's one of those things that when you get sober, or at least in my experience, when I did get sober, those were my biggest fears. Like, okay, I'm sober right now, everything's okay, but what happens when someone that close to you dies? What happens when you go through a bad breakup? I never thought that I always thought that I would relapse in those situations in the beginning of my sobriety. But that wasn't even like the problem going through it. I didn't think about drinking because of all the tools that I have picked up throughout my recovery. I think, and this is for me personally, throughout my recovery, I have really learned to like love bad emotions, if that
Mm.
makes sense. Not that I love feeling sad or angry or upset. It's more of like a gratitude thing that I am so grateful that I can feel those emotions because for so many years I didn't feel the second I felt anxious or uncomfortable or sad, I was like gone, you know, not here on planet Earth. And as human beings, we're supposed to feel sadness, anger, happiness, all those things. And you have to let yourself go through the motions because then you actually are going to heal from the situation properly.
Mhm.
You have to lean on the people around you. You cannot isolate. Isolation is like addicts and alcoholics' biggest enemy. I mean, that is like for me recipe for disaster. So I had to lean on the people around me. I had to be present for my family. That was a huge thing for me. I remember like standing at my grandmother's like when we were burying her, and I was like, I would never have been here. Like, whether I was alive or I was dead, if I was alive, I wouldn't have been there. You know, and it was so, in that moment, I felt so grateful for my recovery just because my family needed me. You know, I needed them. And I was the kind of person that I found every excuse to not show up. I was too sick. I didn't want people to see me like that. You know, it's just like,
Yeah,
or it would have ruined the whole funeral, you know? And it's just such a beautiful thing to be able to be present for the people around you that you love. And it's been hard. I mean, for sure. Like I've had nights where I've been up crying and it's sad and I'm going through grief properly and it's actually working, like it was really hard in the beginning and it's getting better and that's how it's supposed to be. And I think everyone in this like society just drinks or does whatever when they go through something like that. And it was I felt very lucky to be able to deal with it sober, and I came out of it so much stronger. I felt like my faith was stronger. I felt braver. It's like a test, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
It's like, okay, something really hard happened and I stayed sober. And honestly, it was like 2 weeks passed. I was like back and forth from New Jersey, funeral arrangements, and I was driving to work and I was like, I didn't think about drinking once throughout all of this. And it like hit me when I was driving and I'm like, that is a miracle.
Yeah.
Might sound very simple to other people, but to me, I'm like, that is
Yeah.
a miracle. So it wasn't even the drinking, but it's hard to go through emotions. You have to use your faith, the people around you, um, and let yourself sit with it. It's healthy. That stuff is healthy. You have to feel emotions and feel pain, and you'll come out of it stronger. It's what happens in life. It's life.
Yeah. Sitting with emotion is so important.
Yeah.
Like you said, any type of uncomfortable feeling,
Mm-hmm.
I ran to go get drugs, to drink,
Out of here.
numb. I never
Yeah.
felt it for so long. I think my using career was like 15 years long. So there was
Yeah.
15 years where I just wasn't feeling feelings. And I've done both things in terms of dealing with feelings. So I went through a divorce probably 2021, so
Mm-hmm.
5 years ago. And I did what you're not supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
I went through the divorce. It started to hit me. and the feelings were so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And even the fear, I knew I was going to feel some kind of feelings, because when
Yeah.
you're married to someone for 7 years,
course.
you're with them for 8 years, living
Yeah.
with them. You're really going out of your comfort zone.
Mm-hmm.
You're living on your own now,
Yeah.
so on and so forth. You're a single
Yeah.
dad. And I acted on my codependency. I just started seeing women
Seeing women, yeah.
and
Filling the void.
And like, this is, I own this completely. I was treating women like shit.
Yeah.
I was just trying to fill the void, hooking up with women, lying to women, love bombing women just to sleep with them.
Yeah.
And that's a whole nother conversation on its own.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, because you hurt all these. You're in
Of
sobriety. You're
course.
supposed to be helping other people. The spiritual aspect of our recovery
Yeah.
is to help and do the next right thing. And I wasn't doing that. I was hurting other people.
Yeah.
And it 10 times the feel, because eventually you have to deal with those feelings.
Yeah.
Like, I numbed for about a year
Mm-hmm.
through acting out sexually with women. And then after that year, I just kept trying to fill the void with all the wrong things. I went through a depression.
Yeah.
And I was very close to relapse.
Yeah.
In 2022, probably the beginning of 23, I was close.
Yeah.
The closest I had ever been in 8.5 years
That makes sense.
to relapse. And it's because I did not, and I had moved down to Florida, right? So my sober community, like, it was, I still had people from New York, but it wasn't like,
it wasn't.
I hadn't really established it here yet.
For sure.
And I went through a major depression. I felt worse in sobriety than I did while I was at rock bottom.
And that happens to people.
And then, I went through a breakup, and the breakup rocked me about 1.5 years ago.
Yeah.
And I did all the right things.
Mm-hmm.
I went through my steps again with my sponsor. He's like, this is a great time for us to go through the steps again. And I went through all my steps again.
Mm-hmm.
And I sat with the feelings, and I didn't dwell in the feelings. I think it's very important to, whatever you're going through, sit with it. Don't let your mind run with it, because then your whole day is just going to be revolved around that.
Yeah.
It's important to sit with it for a little bit.
Yeah.
But then keep yourself busy. Reach out to a newcomer. Reach out to someone who is struggling.
Yes.
And it doesn't have to be someone who's trying to get sober or clean.
Yeah.
You talked about, you showed up for your family at the funeral.
Yeah.
And you were there. You were present.
Yeah.
2 things are happening. You're doing service work. It doesn't have to be, service at a meeting, calling a newcomer. It could be service with family.
Yeah.
You showed up. You got right into it.
Yeah.
And you're killing 2 birds with 1 stone. You're doing service, and that's the living amends that we make back to our family.
Yeah.
We put our families through so much shit.
So much.
I drove my poor mother. I mean, my mom and my dad, but I drove everyone insane. My poor ex-wife.
Yeah.
Like, me getting over that whole divorce and moving on and being a great co-parent with her,
living amends,
and being a good friend to my ex-wife, that is my amends back to her.
For sure.
Because I was using half the relationship.
Yeah.
It's like, this poor girl.
Yeah.
She didn't sign up for that.
I think reworking your steps is smart. I'm reworking my steps right now. I think that if there's any time for anyone who does work a 12-step program, I think if you're feeling resentments again, and you're feeling guilt, and you're feeling shame, I think that it's totally worth doing it again, because we change. Like, my 4th step when I was 3 months sober is going to be so different than now. We're still human beings, things still come up. I think reworking your steps I think that it's worth it.
Yeah, and I think it's also important. You and I got sober through a 12-step program.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have to be the 12 steps. I mean, listen, if you come to me and ask me what worked for you, I'm going to say, hey, 12 steps worked for me. So for the listeners out there, if you are not in a 12-step program, you're not going to those types of meetings, that's fine.
Totally fine.
I think it's super important, though, just to take a look at yourself. And by 12
Yeah.
steps, we mean take a look at yourself, take a look at the relationships, the resentments.
Could be therapy.
Could
whatever
be therapy.
It is. Yeah.
Yes.
You know,
Or get a sober coach. Get someone
Yeah.
who will help you and you can be fully honest with that person.
It's all about being honest.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. I had to dive deeper into therapy after my grandma. It's like, I had to, you know? I just didn't want to. We like to sneak and lie when we can and like hide those emotions. So you need someone to hold you accountable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We want to look good.
Of course.
Everything's fine.
Everything's great.
What do you have, 2 years of sobriety?
About to, yeah.
Yeah. I got 2 years of sobriety. I can't say that I'm struggling.
Yeah.
I got 8.5 years of sobriety. I can't
everything's
walk
great.
into a meeting and put my hand up and say I'm struggling.
Yeah.
That's my ego. It's my pride and ego. And that will take you out drinking and drugging faster than anything else.
Yes. 100%.
Okay. Can you be sober and still behave like, it says here an addict, but still behave like you were behaving when you were in active addiction?
I mean, it depends. Like, yeah.
Okay. So, no, this is kind of an open question, but meaning, can you still go, all right, like if you're sober, can you still go to bars? Can you still party? Can you lie? Can you steal? These are some of the things that I'm just rattling off some of the things I used to do in active addiction.
Yeah.
Can I still not show up? Can I still do all of the things that I was doing while I was in active addiction? I mean, do you want to take this or you want me to take this?
I mean, I'll touch on it. I mean, you can. You definitely can. Should you? No, definitely not. I mean, the words, I think sober means, it means something different to a lot of people, you know? If you want to still do the things that you were doing, but you're sober from substances, then you can consider yourself sober, but are you actually bettering your life? Probably not. I mean, why? I think that if you are getting sober, you should be looking at your old behaviors, which if you're just doing the same things, I mean, your sobriety is probably not, number one, it's not going to last. And number two, you're probably like fighting for dear life staying sober if you're going to bars all the time. And it shouldn't be that way. That's not how it's supposed to be when you're sober. You're not supposed to be like, oh, I'm going to a bar tonight and I'm not going to touch anything, but that looks really good. You know, maybe like you come across a situation every now and then where like you want to go if all of your friends are going, if you're still friends with people like that. But I don't think it's something that you should be doing in your routine in life, because that's, why put yourself through that? I don't know.
Yeah, I think the word sober, there are many different definitions out there.
Yeah.
To me, being sober is reaching, obviously not using any kind of substance, any mood or mind altering substance, and then enriching my spiritual life to the max, right? So spirituality for me is doing the next right thing.
Yes.
Helping other people.
Yes.
Showing up for your family at a funeral, a wake, showing up at weddings, and being of service, being the best person you can be, not lying, not cheating, not stealing. So could you be abstinent from drugs and alcohol and still do all of those things?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I did not get sober to feel like shit. And and I'm speaking from experience. I have done the abstinence, but I've still participated in the same behaviors that I was doing when I was drinking and drugging. Yeah. And I felt worse.
Yeah.
I felt worse because at least I had a substance to numb out the shit I was doing.
Exactly.
I felt worse. When you enrich, and I'm not saying religious, I'm saying your spiritual aspect of your recovery. When you are enriching that and you are doing the next right thing, I will guarantee you will feel better than I by doing that, I feel how I was trying to feel through drugs and alcohol.
Which is the whole point.
Yes.
So like, yes, you could be abstinent from substances and still do that stuff, but the point is to find a different way of life that is filling what you thought drugs and alcohol were filling. Because then you're just, I mean, like, what is even the point then?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there's nothing worse than an alcoholic or an addict who isn't doing drugs and alcohol but living the same way. Because I feel like that's just like a monster. And you don't even have the medicine to cure your behaviors and how you feel inside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think if you're still doing those things, I lied because I wanted to manipulate. And I manipulated a certain situation because I had very low self-esteem. Yeah. And I was in fear that the outcome wasn't going to be in my favor.
Yeah.
If you're lying, there's still that deep-rooted fear and insecurity that you're dealing with. Yes. I guarantee you, if you take a look at yourself and you get to the root of why you're feeling the way you're feeling, you'll want to do the next right thing because you have nothing to worry about. You don't care what people think.
And that's not to say that you're going to be perfect.
Right.
Like that you might lie. It might happen. I
told a lie yesterday. Yeah. Whatever.
It happens, but you're not going to be perfect. But as long as you were like, I've always lived by, as long as I show up every day and I try to be the best version of myself, I try to do the next right thing. It might not be perfect, but that is what my recovery is about. Trying to get like a little bit better every day, no matter what it looks like. It doesn't mean that it's going to be perfect. I still F up all the time. I mean, we're humans, but it's about trying to be a better person, trying to be of service, because that is what is going to fill that void.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why does life sometimes feel worse when you first get sober? I know, it's wild. And we're like laughing because we identify, like it happened.
Of course it does.
Yeah. So I can kick this one off. When you first get sober, you were removing drugs and alcohol. Drugs and alcohol, I hear this on the podcast all the time, and it rings true for me as well. Drugs and alcohol saved me. Yes. That was my tool because of the chaos that was going on inside my head. Yeah. Drugs, alcohol, gambling addiction, sex addiction, those are symptoms of the disease. The problem isn't here. Yes. And that was my medicine. That was my tool, my cure. You get sober, you remove yourself from that, and you have no more solution. Yeah. Therefore, you're just sitting with intake, no way to defend. Yeah. And I mean, other than a detox and withdrawals, you go through all that. That's terrible, of course. But mentally, it is so important to have some kind of plan of recovery. Yes. Sober network. Someone you can be honest with. Commitment, do service. Mm-hmm. It is so important to start doing those things immediately because those things will help you. Those will give you the tools. You go to a sober community, you go to meetings, you go to 12-step meetings, you go to smart recovery meetings, you go to whatever it is, you will start to pick up these tools that will enable you to deal with what we've just been talking about, the feelings, the fear, the day-to-day life. Yeah. It's so important that if you are in early recovery right now and you are not feeling good, I hate to say this, it's going to take a little bit.
100%.
But there's hope. You will feel better.
Yes. It is. I think it would be weird if you got sober and you didn't feel that way. I mean, like you said, alcoholism, drug addiction, it comes from within. Mm-hmm. And I didn't really understand that when I first got sober. You take alcohol away from me and I am worse because that was the cure to what was going on inside of me. Alcohol was the solution. And like you said, it saved me for so many years. If I didn't have alcohol, I, I mean, I don't even, like, it served a purpose in my life for many, many years, and it saved me from the chaos in my head. And, you know, I'm grateful for that because I don't know where I'd be, but I know I wouldn't be okay. But of course, when you take away the thing that is curing what is going on inside of you, you are going to feel so uncomfortable, so uncomfortable. And that's why you have to work a program of recovery, whatever that looks like, because there has to be, we think that alcohol and drugs are filling that void, and it's the medicine. And it is for a little bit till it stops working. It ruins our lives, it blows it up. And there is something bigger out there, community, faith, spiritual stuff, whatever it is, that actually will fill that void that we were trying to fill. But it takes time. It's not going to happen overnight.
Mm-hmm.
It takes a lot of work.
But if you do go into recovery, and I've also experienced this, if you go into recovery, you remove drugs and alcohol, and you actually feel great.
Mhm.
There is something called a pink cloud.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, I burned mine up like 10 years ago. So like
Yeah.
this time sober, I
Yeah.
didn't have one.
Yeah.
That's
I did.
because
Yeah.
it's new.
Mm-hmm.
It's exciting.
Yep.
You don't, natural endorphins.
Mhm.
And also too, if you're feeling like shit, go work out.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, go for a run, go work out,
Yeah.
go do a cold plunge, go sit in a sauna. That will help you.
Yeah.
Get the endorphins going. Working out helped me so much in early sobriety. That is huge.
I had to jump out of a plane a few times when I was in treatment just to, like, you know.
Wait, what?
I had to go skydiving a few times just to feel something.
You did go skydiving?
I'm like a huge skydiver, but yeah, when I was in treatment, I would go skydiving.
They let you out to go skydiving?
Yeah. Well, when I
Is
was
it
in
living?
IOP.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, not like PHP, but yeah, like sometimes you just need to get a little something.
Adrenaline rush.
Mm-hmm.
And one might say, oh, that's replacing one for... No, let me tell you something. You're in early sobriety. Do whatever you need to do without hurting someone else.
Of course.
To go feel something without drugs and alcohol. Go skydiving. Go have fun.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
That's so funny. I didn't know that about you.
Oh, yeah.
Big skydiver
I've jumped out
over
of
here.
a plane like 18 times.
No way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We should go skydiving one
We
day.
definitely should.
All right. What's harder, getting sober or learning how to live sober? Why don't you kick this one off?
Learning how to live sober, 100%. Anyone can get sober.
I know.
Go to detox, get it out of your system. But staying sober, learning how to live sober is a total different ballgame.
Mm-hmm.
You can get everything out of your body. You can, but if you want to stay sober, live a sober life, live a life of recovery, it is a lot of learning. It takes time. You're going to have good times, bad times. It's not simple at all. Although I will say that I think people amp it up to be so much more complicated than it is. Because I think if you follow a program, whatever that is, they work for a reason. And if you're willing to take suggestions, you're going to be able to live a different way of life. And most likely it's going to work. But it takes work. You have to put the effort in. You have to show up. Showing up is the most important thing. I mean, if you show up enough times, something is going to change. If you continue surrounding yourself with people that are happy, sober, actually happy, that have a successful life and they're, comfortable in the life that they have without substances, you are eventually going to catch on to how those people are living. But you have to show up, and it's not simple at all. But getting sober is one thing. Anyone can get sober. I mean, it's hard to bite the bullet, go to detox, do whatever you need to do, but and withdrawals suck. But living like a happy, sober life, You're going to have to be willing to change and to adapt to a new life, get new tools, and it takes time. It takes
Yeah.
time.
Getting sober is definitely hard.
Yeah,
And what I think makes it the hardest is the fear around getting sober.
100%.
So when we say it's easier than staying sober,
Yeah.
we are saying like actually taking the action and going through it and experiencing it. So a lot of people do reach out, hey, I can't get sober. I can't get
Mhm.
sober. I can't get sober. And the common denominator there is the withdrawals and the detox.
It's so
There's just so
scary.
much fear around it. And
Yeah.
it sucks. It does.
It's terrifying.
But
there's no getting around that.
you can get through it.
Yes.
Once you get through it, and I'm not going to say it's not hard, but it's not that as bad as we make it out to be in our heads.
Yeah.
For me, it wasn't.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it was pretty bad, but like, I was hallucinating
Actually,
in a
you're wrong.
room
For me,
for many weeks, but it's, it's over eventually.
Exactly.
It is over eventually. It's the physical aspect that is very scary, especially if
Yes.
you're at a point where like your withdrawals are really bad. It is really, really scary to be like, okay, I'm going to go somewhere. I'm going to stay. I'm going to, fight this, but it does pass,
Yeah.
As much as it might be hell, it will pass.
You see a lot of relapse because people, once they stay sober for a little bit, and let's just say 3 months, 6 months, after 6 months, you should be looking at yourself. You should be doing the
Yes.
work on yourself. Like you should be in that process already. And you see a lot of relapse before 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
You see a lot of relapse between years 1 and 2.
Yeah.
The more time, the higher, obviously,
Yeah.
the rate of fall off
course,
and relapse. And it's because learning how to live sober is hard.
Yes.
It really is. And for me, it was a lot of trial and error. I had so much, oh my God, I had years of trying to, from my first meeting until 2018 when I finally got sober, it was like 10 years.
Yeah.
It was back and forth. Try this. Let me try that. And I wouldn't listen to the complete abstinence. I would go to, a 12-step meeting for alcohol and be like, well, I'm just not going to drink alcohol.
Yeah.
Or I would go to a 12-step program that was for substances and I would drink.
Mm-hmm.
Or I would complete abstinence. I wouldn't get a sponsor, or I would get a sponsor. I wouldn't go to meeting. I tried every which way. And it takes time. And then I've tried doing it all and then not enriching my spiritual life and then relapsing right before a year or something like that. So it's tough. It takes time and it's tough.
And the obsession, like it will always sneak back in. And I think people get really confused about when people talk about the obsession. It's not obsessing over drugs and alcohol. It's obsessing over the fact that you are normal, that you're going to find a different way that's going to work. You're going to maybe just drink, maybe just smoke weed. That obsession is just us believing over and over again, no matter how many consequences or how many times we've showed ourselves that it's not true, that we can drink like normal people. We can do drugs like normal people. And if you're not doing the work, eventually, like in that first year, it's going to come back. And it's always like that little thought in your head, like, oh, Karina, it's going to be different this time. It's going to be a little bit different this time. Look, you've been sober for 3 months. I can do it differently this time.
Yeah.
And that is that thought you have to be so careful with, because you could do everything correctly and all of a sudden it's like you wake up one morning, maybe it's not going to happen the same way this time.
It creeps up on you.
Yeah.
The opposite of obsession, to air that out, is surrendering.
Yeah.
If you can surrender every single day, you wake up and say, I'm powerless over this.
Yep.
You have freed yourself for the day. That is like 90% of it.
100%.
There is the work, of course, but truly believing and surrendering and pray about it.
Yep.
It doesn't have to be a religious God that you're praying to. Just pray. Just ask something greater than yourself for the power to surrender.
Yeah.
and know that it's okay. And it's okay to surrender. I hated getting vulnerable.
Yeah.
I hated getting vulnerable. Like my pride wouldn't let me get
Yeah.
vulnerable
Yeah.
because I cared.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Kevin Lanning.
Yeah, of course.
You know, like I can't surrender. All right. We asked this in the last Q&A, but I think this is super important. Can two alcoholics or addicts actually have a healthy relationship together? I don't have experience with this. I have an unhealthy relationship experience. You have a healthy one. And you and your boyfriend, I mean, you guys are, I see pictures. And I know how you feel about him. It's truly remarkable, like where you guys are at.
It's his
And
2 years today.
2 years
Yeah,
today? Congratulations.
yeah.
That's so amazing.
It is.
So you can speak from a healthy aspect. How has the relationship between you two who work programs and you're both sober, how have you gotten to a place where it's healthy?
It's not easy at all. And I think I spoke about this the last time we had this question, but I can't stress enough the most important thing for me in my experience that I've had being in a relationship with someone who struggles and is in recovery is keeping your recovery separate. They have to be separate. I think that there's something so toxic about, you'll see a lot of people, like couples that go to meetings together all the time, and it becomes a situation of being codependent, you know, and it's very easy to start to believe that that person is your recovery if you guys only go to meetings together. If that is like your partner through this, if you are staying sober because the other person is staying sober, that's really not good at all. Do not get into a relationship with someone who is also in recovery if you two can't confidently say to each other, if this relationship was over tomorrow, you would continue with your recovery and I would continue with mine. Period. The end. If I ever heard my boyfriend say, oh, if we broke up, I would go relapse, I'd be like, oh, well, I'm going to break up with you now if that's what you're saying, because that's not healthy. That's not what a relationship should be based off of. Your recovery. I mean, your recovery has to come first also. Without my recovery, I don't have my boyfriend. He doesn't have me without his. He would not like me if I was drinking, he doesn't know that version of me, but it's not good. But and it's okay to like bond over it. And, we have a lot of conversations about recovery, not like a ton. But it's something that you have in common, which is great. I think that it's really good to be with someone who understands the experience that you went through, because a lot of people don't get it. But do not try to do it as a team at all. It's not healthy, because your recovery should be solely based on yourself and your relationship with your program you have, your support systems. I'm not going to pick up the phone and call my boyfriend when I'm having a thought that I'm going to relapse. I'm going to call my sponsor, That's just it's not his responsibility, So you have to keep it separate. It's okay to talk about it, but I don't think anyone should be like making their dates meetings.
Yeah.
That's not healthy.
Yeah. One of the biggest things in sobriety is honesty.
Yeah.
When you're burning up, talking about it.
Yeah.
Because if you're not honest and you're not able to air things out, especially being in a relationship with another alcoholic or an addict, there's going to be resentment that builds. I think if you are going to meetings together,
Yeah.
how are you supposed to share honestly?
Exactly.
Like, what if something involves your significant other and you want to share it?
100%.
It's so important to have separate programs.
Yes. Like me and my boyfriend, we met in IOP, not like in rehab, but IOP, but we were completely separate. Like if you saw the way that I worked in rehab and he did, like you would have never people probably would have never thought that he would stay sober and thought probably I would have, you know, because he does it differently than me. We have very different stories, come from very different backgrounds, which means that we have different ways of navigating through this. So, you know, you shouldn't be doing your recovery exactly the same as anybody. So if you're doing it together and you're trying to like mimic each other, not, you know, everyone's got a different journey.
Yeah. What if people you hurt refuse to forgive you even after you've changed? Ooh, I can take this one. So when I got sober, I went through the 12 steps. And again, 12 steps doesn't have to be everyone's program, but it is important one way or another when you get sober to go back and make amends with people that you've hurt. And the reason for that is because I carried a lot of guilt and shame.
Mhm.
And those 10 years I was talking about before, where I was in and out, in and out, in and
Yeah.
out, and I couldn't get sober, there was so much guilt and shame.
Of course.
I mean, it was a plethora of things that
Yeah.
I wasn't doing that disabled me from getting sober.
Mhm.
But it was the guilt and shame that was the common denominator, and it wore me down. And we feel like we are these
Yeah.
horrible humans.
Yeah.
When, yeah, some of the things that we did embody
Yeah.
someone of
Yeah.
a horrible nature, right? But it's the things that we've done are while we are trying to survive an active addiction. And in order to survive an active addiction, we need to keep drinking, we need to keep doing drugs, whatever it may be. I like to say, when we're in active addiction, we divert from who we really are.
Yeah. 100%.
No one comes out of the womb and says, I'm going to fucking come up with this Ponzi scheme. I'm going to lie to everyone. I'm going to steal from my parents. I'm going to pawn jewelry that's not mine. No, we divert.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it is so important to get rid of that guilt and shame through amends. Now, like I just said, my using career was about 15 years, and then I was back and forth for about 10 years. So all in all, I hurt a lot of people.
Yeah.
I wronged a lot of people.
Yeah.
I cheated. I stole.
Yep.
Now, the people who were in my life the longest, my parents, my
Mhm.
brothers,
Yeah.
their significant others,
Yeah.
those are the people I really hurt the most.
Yeah.
Constantly, over, lying. I get 1 month sober, and I'm like, you don't trust me?
Yeah.
It's been,
what do you mean?
it's been all this 25 years of using and
Yeah.
or 20, whatever, of lying to you, and you don't trust me?
Yeah.
We hurt people.
Yeah.
And put yourself in their shoes.
Yep.
The amends process shouldn't happen a month usually after you get sober. You should go through, take some time, reflect, do the work on yourself. When you get to the amends process, find someone who's been sober
Mm-hmm.
longer than you,
Yeah.
preferably over a year longer than you,
Yeah.
and consult with that person.
Mm-hmm.
When you're ready to make amends, run it by them.
Yeah.
And they will guide you. And I think it's important that you need to be prepared for someone to not accept your amends.
100%.
Because that's going to happen. We have wronged people. We get sober and we're like, what? You can't forgive me? Like, look at me.
Yeah.
I'm doing great now.
Yeah.
We know who we really are at the core.
Yeah.
But our actions are saying otherwise.
Yeah.
And did for so long.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe it was just one wrong where you wronged someone. It wasn't 20 years of wronging someone, but you wronged someone so bad. Let's say you were in a relationship with someone and you cheated on them.
Yeah.
And they may not forgive you.
Yeah.
And you go back to make amends and they say, unfortunately, just stay out of my life.
You have to respect that.
You have to respect their boundaries and their wishes.
Mm-hmm.
And if someone doesn't want to forgive you, that's on them.
Yeah.
The most important thing is you have taken the effort.
Yeah.
There was a guy that I punched in the face.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to make amends to him.
Yeah.
And I thought it was appropriate to make the phone call first. So I call him. He picks up.
Yeah.
And I go through the whole spiel and apologize. And what could I do I actually would love to meet with you.
Yeah.
And buy you coffee and apologize to you in person.
Yeah.
And he hung up on me.
Yeah.
He listened to me and then he hung up on me. And listen, this is not going to be everyone's experience. But a month later, he called me back and he said, dude,
Yeah.
I apologize for hanging up on you. It hurt what you did back then.
Yeah.
And embarrassed, blah, 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 the whole nine. But I respect what you're doing. Apology accepted. And, I have no interest in being friends. Not that we were looking to be friends.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
just the forgiveness was there.
Yeah.
And again, not saying people are going to come back a month later, but I got hung up on, but I knew it. There was this little sense of freedom.
Yeah.
I took the right action.
Yes, exactly.
If he wants to come back and talk about it, we can. I've taken the action. I need to. It's almost like a selfish act.
Yeah.
The amends. It's for it's for ourselves.
Yeah.
But we want to amend things with
Of
other
course.
people, but it's almost like a selfish act because it frees us from that guilt and shame.
Which is the whole point of it. Making amends. The point isn't always to rebuild a relationship or have that person forgive you. The point is to clean your side of the street so that you don't have those things weighing on you. So there are more than likely, if you're anything like me, there's going to be people that don't forgive you. There's plenty of people that have not forgiven me, but the most important thing is that I think people have to respect you have your recovery journey. You have to also respect that those people have their journey too. My parents had their own journey. My family had their own journey. It's just as I'm allowing myself to heal, I have to also allow the people that I hurt around me to heal, and they're going to do it the way that they want to do it, and you have to respect that.
And if someone asks that you don't contact them anymore or
Don't.
Whatever it is, you have to respect their boundaries.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, and I also think it's very important. This is super important. If you decide to make amends, and if there were old companion, like lovers of yours or an ex-girlfriend or something, do not, and I'm saying this because I've made this mistake.
Yeah.
I'm speaking from experience.
Yeah.
Don't go in there with an expectation like, ooh, making amends, we're going to get back together.
Oh, geez,
we're going to start hanging out again.
No.
Do not do that.
Yeah, and there are certain amends, I think, that, like, it says in the 12 steps, not that it always has to be the 12 steps, but, like, if it's gonna hurt or harm someone else, don't do it. I have had situations where I have really hurt people, but the example that you said, like exes or something like that, some situations I've known, like, deep in my heart that me reaching out to someone could possibly give them hope or maybe lead them in the wrong way or make them think that, like, it was going to be more harmful than good to maybe someone who is very attached to you or something like that. I think you have to always read the situation, and sometimes it's just better to leave it. I think it gets really complicated with, like, lovers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You have to make sure that you're not doing any harm to that individual.
All right, last one. Why can success, money, and happiness become relapse triggers?
Because things get good. I mean, I think that a lot of people relapse when things get good in life because you can forget what you're really here for. That's at least my opinion on it. If you get a lot of good things happen to you in your life and now you're comfortable, you have a lot more money, then you might lose sight of who you actually are. And with money comes celebration, comes feeling good. People don't just drink when they feel bad. People drink when things are good. People do drugs when things are good and when things are bad. It's like when you're drinking, it's like you drink because it's sunny outside. You drink because it's raining outside. It's the same thing. You can drink when things are really bad, and you can also drink when things get really good. And I think it seems like more common than drinking when things are bad, like
Mhm.
relapses. If you get ahead of yourself and life becomes what you always wanted it to be, it's like, great. Now I have the car. Now I have the house. Now I have the girl. I have all these things. So I'm fine. I'm fine.
It's crazy because when things were really bad for me, if I was
Mhm.
trying to stay sober, I talked about the 10-year period where I was back
Yeah.
and forth. When things were really bad,
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit, I got to get sober. And
Yeah.
I would get sober and I
Mhm.
wouldn't turn to drugs and alcohol. Like when my back was up against the
Yes.
wall,
Yes.
it was when I was sober for like a week and then I would get a promotion at work or like
Yep.
a bonus check. And I'd be
Yep.
like, then it's pride and ego.
Exactly.
Pride and ego will get the best of you. That is why we talked about
Yes.
surrender before. It is so important to humble yourself and surrender
Yeah.
because I will override that with pride and ego. And I'll
Yeah.
start, like you talked about before. Well, maybe I can, maybe this is just all
Yeah.
a misunderstanding
Exactly.
and I can drink
Yep.
and do drugs successfully.
Yeah.
I was down bad, couldn't do it then. Pride and ego gets the best of me. And I'm like, well, no, I know who I am. I can do this. I can do
Yeah.
this successfully.
Yeah.
And then I'm out. And then I can't control it. And then I have no choice. And then I'm in full blown active addiction.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I've never really spoke about this, but starting the podcast 2 years ago,
Mm.
when I first started the podcast, it was every episode
Mhm.
I'm going to help one person who's struggling out there.
Yeah.
That's it. I just hope this episode gets through to one person and it helps one person out there. And the podcast has seen a lot of success the last 2 years. It's
Yeah.
grown significantly.
Mhm.
And there have been times where ego
Yeah.
gets
Of
involved.
course.
And I need to bring it back. And I have a lot of people in my life from a sober community standpoint, but there are a
Yeah.
few people that I'm super honest with
Yeah.
who help me bring it back
Yeah.
down to no. Each episode is to help one person out there. You're speaking to one person.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if you
Mhm.
charted on Apple Podcasts that week
Yeah.
or if you hit this mark or you have this
Yeah.
many followers or that. Just continue to help one person.
Mhm.
And if you do that, things will work out how they're supposed to.
Yeah.
And I need to take my ego out. I mean, now I need to take my ego out of it more often than not. But this also goes back to you were talking about the relationship. My relationship with the podcast. I need to keep my sobriety program separate.
Yep.
This is not sobriety
So
for me.
true.
People
Yeah.
ask me, oh, does it help you stay sober, the podcast? I said, I
Yeah.
don't even look at it like that.
Yeah.
It's not, this isn't the service work I'm talking about
Yeah.
when we talk about service work.
Yeah. It's the same thing working in treatment.
Right.
People get that twisted all the time. It's you're getting paid to do that. I have a salary to sit on the phone and help families all day. And that's, to me, of course it feels good. It's a great career, but that's not my service work. You have to keep those things separate. And it is the ego. And that's why you see a lot of people build everything up and then lose it all and build everything up and lose it all. I see it all the time with people.
Mm,
It's because people's egos get in the way.
yeah.
Alcoholics and drug addicts have crazy egos.
But look, at the end of the day, we're good people.
Yeah.
And ego for me, and it's okay if you're sitting there and you're like, fuck, I have an ego, or like you don't want to accept that you have an ego. That's okay. The
Totally.
reason is I personally had an ego because I had low self-esteem.
Yeah.
And it
exactly.
still pops up all the time. Low
Yeah.
self-esteem is like my nature of
Yeah.
I'm not good enough. I'm not
Mhm.
going to fit in. And I try to override it with I'm lying to
Yes.
myself.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, well, no, I got this, I got that.
Yeah.
I'm killing it in life. And like I'm not.
Yeah.
And
It
it's like,
doesn't just come from like, oh, I have an ego. It comes from a deep place of not feeling like we fit in, not
Mhm.
feeling like we belong. It's we want to feel good. And we have to lie to ourselves to feel good sometimes.
Yes. When fear gets uncontrollably paralyzing to me,
Mm-hmm.
I try to override it with the pride and the ego.
Yeah, of course.
And then that type of behavior leads me to think I'm untouchable
Mm-hmm.
because I will convince myself of anything.
Yep.
And then that is a bad place for me to be in.
Dangerous.
Dangerous place.
Yeah.
Well, Karina, I want to thank you for coming on once again.
course.
We have to start doing this more regularly.
Yes.
And audience, if you have questions, put them in the comments. We will add it to the next episode, the next time we do Q&A.
Yes.
Maybe things that we didn't cover today. But, as always, I respect your program. I love having you on here. I know the audience
Love
loves
coming.
seeing you on the show. So, yeah, we're going to continue to do this together. And whatever questions you guys have, drop them in the comments. I'll jot them down and we'll bring them back to the next Q&A. Thank you.
Thank you.